What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne. Thank you for joining me in another video. Today, we are at BMW of Gwinnett Place, and we're here to take a look at the all-new 2020 BMW Z4 M40i. This particular model has been finished in a glacier silver metallic and features black leather interior. Now, the Z4 is well known across the car community as a small two-seat roadster that is extremely fun to drive. This is the third generation. The first generation was introduced to us in the year 2002 and lasted up until 2008. Then we had the second generation from 2009 to 2016. And after a brief hiatus, we now have the 2020 model. The BMW Z4's competition is considered to be the Mercedes-Benz SLC, the Audi TT, and the Porsche Boxster. That's right, the new BMW Z4 is now competing with the Porsche Boxster. And today we're going to talk about how. So today, let's cover the exterior and interior details and see how this ride has been engineered for excellence. Starting at the front of the Z4, let's take a look at the hood. It's defined by these sharp character lines, and it really gives a unique design to the overall hood of the Z4. Coming over to the headlamps, they are full LED, and I love these daytime running lamps. They give a really sharp design. But what I really want to point out is that this is the first time on a BMW the headlamps have been vertically aligned. Usually on BMWs, we all know the headlamps are usually horizontally aligned, but this is the first time on a BMW we've seen the headlamps stacked up on top of each other. Coming over to the very front of the car, you have the BMW kidney grille that has this star-shaped pattern. Now, I will admit from afar, I think that makes it a little bit hard to identify as a BMW Z4. It can kind of be confused with something else, but that's just my opinion. The side profile of the Z4 is defined by its classic roadster proportions. So you're getting a long hood and of course a short tail. The Z4 now also features these strong character lines coming from the front of the vehicle, going all the way towards the trunk, and it's set off by these dramatic side air vents. Now, what I love about this generation is the detail BMW has incorporated into the overall design. I love these details such as these brushed aluminum styled housings that match the roll hoops. And the roll hoops also say Z4 on the side of them. So let's cover my favorite part of the Z4, and that is obviously the fact that it is a convertible. So I will go ahead and raise the top by hitting the lock button. And you'll notice for this third generation Z4, we now have a simplistic retractable soft top. So the retractable hard top of the second generation is now gone. And there are a couple reasons for that. One is that a retractable hard top makes you have to adjust the size of the trunk. So now the size of the trunk on this third generation Z4 is no longer dictated by the fact that it has to house that hard top. Two, this design is just overall more simplistic and it's lighter. So that's going to help reduce the center of gravity on the vehicle as well, and also reduce the weight. This soft top can be operated at speeds of up to 31 miles per hour and just takes 10 seconds to be raised or lowered. Taking a look at the rear of the vehicle, you'll notice that the trunk lid features an integrated spoiler. That's going to get you additional stability at higher speeds. Now, the tail lamps are full LED. I love the shape of these. And of course, you have an integrated diffuser and then black exhaust tips. I really love the design from the back of this vehicle. Lightly touching on the driving dynamics, the Z4 comes with a double joint front spring design for your suspension up front, and of course a multi-link design in the rear. Now, it also features adaptive dampers that are able to vary to different levels of stiffness as desired. You also get an E-diff, or electronic differential, which helps supply the adequate amount of torque to each of the rear wheels while the vehicle is in heavy cornering. Aiding in the Z4's good looks and also increasing its handling capability is a wider front and rear track when compared to the second generation. So your front track up front when compared to the second generation is about 3 inches wider at 62.8 inches. And the rear, it's also wider at 62.6 inches. That's about a 2.5 inch increase over the second generation Z4. Now, comparing this to the Porsche Boxster, that car has a track of about 60 inches front and rear. On top of that, the new Z4 also comes with a 50-50 weight distribution, vastly improving this car's handling capabilities over previous generations. Focusing on the wheels, tires, and brakes of this particular Z4, it's fitted with the 18-inch M double-spoke wheels finished in Orbit Gray. Now, they're shot in Michelin Pilot Sports that are run-flat tires, 255 up front, 275 in the rear. Now, since this is an M40 model, it also comes equipped with the M Sport braking system as well. for the all-new Z4, you get your choice of 2 engine options. If you go with the 30i, you're gonna get a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine capable of producing 255 horsepower and 295 pound-foot of torque. That motor is connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Your 0 to 60 time is 5.2 seconds. Now, if you go with the M40i, your power plant is going to be a 3-liter M-Performance twin-turbocharged 6-cylinder engine producing 382 horsepower and 368 pound-foot of torque. That, of course, is connected to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. Your 0 to 60 time is 3.9 seconds. So with that being said, let's hear how this engine sounds. So now that we've heard the exhaust note and talked about quite a few of this car's exterior details, let's go ahead and close the hood and check out the Z4's new interior. Sitting in the interior of the new Z4, one of the things you'll notice is how driver-oriented it is. Everything is geared towards the driver. Now, the overall quality and finish of materials, I say is pretty good. It's very much a notch over the previous generation. Now, one thing that I want to point out that stands out to you as soon as you sit in this car is this beautiful 10.25-inch touchscreen display system. Of course, it features the latest iteration of BMW's iDrive. Further down in the center console, you have your air conditioning vents and then your individual air conditioning buttons. So you don't have to fiddle through the menu to get to the air conditioner system. You can just use these hotkeys here and it's just that simple. Coming further down, you have presets for your infotainment system. And one thing I noticed about the center console is that it's kind of offset, it's asymmetrical. And I really like that because they've incorporated these 2 doors in the back of the center console, and your cup holders are placed on the wider portion of the center console, allowing you to have larger cups stored in here when driving. That's really nice. Now, coming towards the controls, of course, you have your electronic gear selector, your different driving modes, and then your control system for your iDrive as well, which is way more simplistic than found in previous generations. So I really like the overall interior layout of this vehicle. Now, the seats, they are very snug and feature aggressive side bolstering for spirited driving, so it's going to keep you planted in the center of the seats. But I love the overall finish, and of course, the stitching on the top of the seats is a nice touch as well. Now, this particular Z4 is fitted with the M Sport steering wheel, which is nice and thick in your hands, giving you a great sense of control. Behind the steering wheel are 2 thick aluminum shift paddles for downshifting and upshifting in case you want to drive in manual mode. Also behind the steering wheel, you will find a digital instrument cluster that is fully configurable. BMW refers to this as Live Cockpit Professional. It's really clear, vibrant, and easy to read, and again, it's fully configurable. So I love the latest and greatest in technology incorporated in this car as well. I also love the ambient LED lighting that's been incorporated into the interior design of this vehicle as well. Coming over to the door panels, they're finished in black and feature stitching going throughout. You have an aluminum door handle, your unlock and lock buttons, controls for your 2-position memory, and then of course controls for your power side view mirrors and power windows as well. Now on the bottom of the door, there's some ambient lighting and just a little bit of storage. Now, this vehicle isn't totally impractical. There is some storage in this car. It's not a lot, but it is more storage than some of the more track-focused vehicles on the market. Now, with that being said, I want to make mention that there's a pass-through between the 2 seats that allows you access to the trunk. So if you want to store long items, there's a pass-through here that makes that a little bit easier. So that was a brief tour of the brand new 2020 BMW Z4. A 0 to 60 time of 3.9 seconds for the M40i model. Remember, I said this car's competition is the Mercedes-Benz SLC, the Audi TT, and the Porsche Boxster. Now, back in previous generations, the Porsche Boxster and BMW Z4 could not be mentioned in the same sentence. Now, I'm not saying this is a better handling car than the Porsche Boxster. I'm just saying we can now start comparing it to the Porsche Boxster. You're not going to touch the Porsche Boxster in the forms of handling, much less that PDK transmission. But the ZF 8-speed transmission in this car is no slouch at all. BMW has come a long way in this 3rd generation BMW Z4, and I really like the overall design and performance figures. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you're interested in this vehicle or any other car here at BMW of Gwinnett Place, please be sure to reach out to my friend Tolli Poff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will catch you in the next one.